Nilah is here! Let's go! The first champion for the Fate's Voyage Onward. Here we go.
Joy,
2 mana 2/2, I bet.
Unbound and everlasting.
Hell yeah, let's go, Nilah. A 2 mana 2/3. Wait, you can't see it. Oh, hold on. It's a 2 mana 2/3. Okay. Slipstream, we know about this one. Draw 2 and grant them fleeting. Attack, create a Slipstream in the top 6 cards of your deck. See, it is brash. Level up, you've drawn 16 plus cards. Huh? But she doesn't need to see you draw 16 plus cards. You just need to do that. You just need to draw 16 cards. Bro, that's nothing, man. Come on. That's nothing. Also, now we know exactly what Riot was talking about when they said, we can never print any champion that draws cards because TF will actually just be better. And here we go. You've drawn 16 plus cards. A 2 mana 2/3 with Brash is pretty goddamn good, by the way. If you have the attack token on 2, you're always going to attack and create that Slipstream in the top 6 card of your deck every single time. There's no shot. Like, I can't think of anything that can actually trade into a 2 mana 2/3 with Brash. Like, unless you're playing a 1-drop and you like form up it. All right, let's keep going. This seems good. This seems good. This seems real good.
Does it concern you, our venture into the unknown?
Voice line?
Knowledge reveals our
Voice
limits.
lines. Voice lines confirmed.
Accept my challenge.
Ah, okay. Oh, alright, we'll look at that one in a second. Our champion spell is the 1 mana card. Okay, Updraft. Okay, hold on. Updraft, shuffle a card into your deck and reduce its cost by 1. 4 mana 2/1, Dedicant of the Challenge. When I'm summoned, updraft your hand to grant me +1/+1 for each card updrafted and draw 2? What? Updraft your hand? Bro. This shuffles your entire hand into your deck, and this monkey boy, this Machamp, gets +1/+1 and draws 2. He doesn't have a keyword though. Not having a keyword, kinda awkward. I'm assuming this insta levels Jinx. This is an instant Jinx level up, right? Oh my god, bro. Machamp got another evolution, dude. We Pokemon now. Look at that. Okay, I love this keyword, or this effect, by the way. Updraft sounds really, really cool. I've been playing a couple of greedy decks, right? I've been doing a bit of greeding. I've been going for value a bit too much, and sometimes like I can't use all these cards. Well, now you can just updraft your entire hand, draw them later, and they're all cheaper. Who needs Glorious Evolution? Just make everything cheaper. And reduce, yeah. So I love this, by the way. So in Hearthstone, you have Demon Hunter, which is all about like super quickly just cycling through your deck, drawing cards, using cards, just throwing everything left and right. This kind of seems to be that playstyle, and it's super fun. This is an extremely fun playstyle. It's just constant cycle, card throwing. It really is a blast to play. So if this is anything like that, it's already like a slam dunk for the Build-Shrouded region in this expansion. Really, really, really cool. Super
Your
cool
drive
card.
towards your limits is admirable, brother.
I can't beat it if you don't know him first.
Wait, boat? Wait,
Your
boat?
strength is lacking.
Boat draws. Boat, I see boat. There's a boat.
I seize the initiative.
Another one? 1 mana card?
What terrorizes you? Take me to them.
God damn! Oh my god! Yo, that's almost better. That is better than the Samira level up. Sheesh, man. Okay, 2 mana 3/4. I'm expecting this to not be super strong because see, probably level's pretty easy. Create a Slipstream in the top 6 card of your deck and deal 2 damage to all enemies and enemy nexus. They cannot drop below 1 health from this damage. But she has Brash, so that's fine. What? They cannot drop below 1 health. So Nilah actually cannot use her ability to get lethal. But it is instant. It does not go on the stack. Oh my god. This ability doesn't go on the stack. Okay, so hold on. Okay, I don't think this is good, but let's say you play a Caustic Rift and then you attack with Nilah at the same time. It's like everything goes to 1, potentially, depending on how much health they have. And then if they try to do anything, the Caustic Rift will also instantly go off. Wow, that is such an insanely cool effect. I feel like there is a small mismatch with like her needing to draw to level up and then having this kind of effect. It doesn't immediately like feel like it synergizes together, but we haven't seen all of the cards. So far, this is insane though. This is super, super cool. I love this slipstream effect, like the slipstream being like the general thing that Nilah decks wants to do, where you need to draw that card, draw more cards, give them fleeting, level her up, just have constant stuff to throw at your opponent. Really, really cool. This is insanely powerful too. Like just as like a base card. See levels in deck, you play a deck that draws a ton. See, he is almost unblockable, unkillable on turn 2 because he is a 2-mana 2/3 with Brash with a good keyword. Keyword synergizes directly with this attack. Wow. Yeah, this is insane, dude. Really, really, really good. Okay. The Tidedancer is a 6-mana 3/5 boat. When I'm summoned, draw Nilah. It's official. It is an actual boat this time. It's a real boat, and it's not a stupid shipwreck that Jack apparently uses. It is a real boat. Each round, when you play your third card, give other allies +2/+0 and Brash this round. When I would gain fleeting, reveal me instead. What does that mean? Reveal me instead? It's like, when I would gain fleeting, you show your opponent, here's a boat, and then it's not fleeting anymore? Oh my god, it's, Wait. But that still wouldn't work with the Den, right? Because the Den is like an aura. So it's not like with the Den, when your entire hand is fleeting, this would also still be fleeting. It would like reveal itself and then become fleeting again. Yeah, I don't care if they see, man. Look at my boat, dude. Look at my boat. Wow. Aura Glinthorn with Nilah? Jesus. Alright, this is super good, man. Each round when you play your third card, this is like, you just let this sit on the board, you draw 1,000,000 cards, everything is like burst too with Nilah. And like, the fact that you give everything Brash is so good too with Nilah. This is like an actual finisher. Like, Jack's boat tried to be a finisher, but the thing with that was you had to like play it on the board and then actually summon units and use the prize fight to actually set up the lethal. And that like, it wasn't meta, but it was like kind of a real combo, and it did see play sometimes with like the Tristana deck. But this feels much more like I can actually play this on 6, and if it survives, I will probably just straight up kill you next turn. Because you're gonna be like, okay, I have a Slipstream that's burst, I have Nilah's Champion spell that's burst, deals 2, so it's even less likely that they can actually block Brash. It seems insanely powerful.
I like big boats, and I cannot lie.
I like big boats, and I cannot lie either. Smart Ash. Thank you for the 8 months. I love this, man. This is so cool. And we have 1 minute left.
Swift, strong, she cuts the tides like a dancer. Come, test your might.
Tough? Tough is cheat.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. It said something okay. 0 mana. Okay, I think this is 1 mana. Okay, I mean, Nilah's a good deck. Nilah, we can guarantee right now, I haven't even read the effect. Nilah is going to be a good card because her package has a 1 mana 2/1. That's all it takes, boys. That's all it takes. Once you've drawn 3+ cards in a round this game, grab me +1/+1 and Brash. Yeah, that's really good. It's like a 1 mana 2/1, and the fact that you're playing this deck for Slipstream, that seems fine. That seems good. Like a 1 mana 2/1 that can sometimes just like be great. That's good. I don't know. Like it will really have to depend on how you build the deck. That maybe this can't use like a 2 mana or a 1 mana 2/1, right? That's sometimes a 3/2 with Brash. I don't know how fast this deck is going to draw 2 cards or 3 cards in a single round. I don't know how easy that is. But with Slipstream and the fact that Nilah on 2 can attack and shuffle that Slipstream immediately, and assuming you're gonna have more draw in your deck so you have more access to that Slipstream, this sounds like it would be extremely easy. I don't even think that if you're playing this deck and you're setting up like a combo, because the Nilah combo seems like it could just easily win the game, it seems pretty likely that you could just play this on 1, let it sit there, and then on turn 5 you play Eye of Nagake Boros and it's active. Or on turn 3 you play Eye of Nagake Boros, because that's 6 mana, right? Is this plus Eye? Seems really good. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna open this and then we'll watch the rest, and then we'll look at that after. All right, seems
I
good.
gotta hold my agility.
1 mana 2/1.
Let me chase you.
Wait, why was that active immediately? Wait.
I gotta hold my agility. Let me chase you.
It's like chip.
Sublime!
Oh, it's like chip.
Submit
Oh my
to
God.
ecstasy!
God damn, dude.
Submit to ecstasy!
That looks so freaking
The river
cool.
bends but never breaks.
Oh yeah, I love it, man. That's so freaking cool. Oh my God, this looks insane, dude. All right. Let's see. So we got all the cards right here. I believe, is this missing the ones from yesterday? You said something about the cards from yesterday. All right, we'll use this to go over the cards one by one. But yesterday, there were 2 more cards that were revealed on Mech Ferrari stream, I believe. Does anyone have access? I think Marshall sent them to me. Okay. Yeah, subscribe to the LOR report, guys. Okay, so these were revealed yesterday officially on Mech Ferrari stream, so I'm not leaking anything, just to be very clear. Okay, 5 mana from Piltover. If you've drawn... 5 mana fast. If you've drawn 3+ cards this round, I cost 2 less. Deal 3 to a unit and then 2 to the enemy X's. Yeah, this seems pretty goddamn good. So first of all, this is Janna, obviously. But this effect is basically blowback. And if we're looking at how much draw Nilah seems to be doing, this is pretty insane. It's not like the monkey. You need to do this in a round. But a 3 mana deal 3 to unit and 2 to the enemy nexus is very powerful. Yeah, it's pretty safe to assume that Nilah and Janna is going to be the deck combo, which seems pretty cool. Sure. 5 mana slow Gilsung Flock. God, I hate that they have another card with the word flock in it. Yuck. Summon a Gilsung Swallow and grant it +1/+1 for each elemental spell and skill you've played this game. Draw 1. I don't know what a Gilsung Swallow is. I'm gonna assume it's like a 1/1 or something with quick attack, maybe that gets +1/+1, something like that. This is potentially really good. What's at the end of the video? Oh wait, hold on. Okay, there's more. What the Nilah doing? Oh, here she goes.
Distant lands and worthy challenges.
We're going to Piltover next. Okay, I see. I get it. We're going to Piltover next. All right, I wonder who that could be. Chad. That's actually really cool that they put that in. I love that. Okay, so let's go over the cards one by one. All of them that have been revealed so far. I'm going to quickly count because I believe we're getting 10 cards for Bilgewater, so this might be all of them. Nilah is 1, 2, 3, 4. We haven't seen this one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. Right? Because this is the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think there might be one more. I believe we're getting 10 Bilgewater cards. Unless I count Slipstream. Oh yeah, that could be. Okay. Also, again, quick shout out to LOR Report. I love this, by the way. This is fantastic if I'm reviewing cards. I love just being able to pull them up one by one, and they're in the correct order. So, LOR Report carrying the Runeterra content scene once again. Let's do this, chat. Okay, Nilah is a 2 mana 2/3 with Brash from Bilgewater. This card is insane. All right. Levels in deck. Nilah has everything going for her, okay? This does not even need to be like, her level 2 doesn't need to be a I win the game kind of effect. This is nuts. This is so insanely good. This is actually very comparable to Elise, I agree, where Elise is like a 2 mana 2/3 with Fearsome that attacks and gives a 1/1. That 1/1 is the value you get on top of getting a 2/3. For Nilah, you get a Slipstream in the top 6 card of your deck, which synergizes like crazy with all the card that she wants to be playing in her deck. I think this is going to be a tier 1 card already. Like, you are not going to be unhappy playing like a low to the ground build for the deck. And even if you're not running Nilah for her package, whatever that might end up being, this is just really, really good. You just don't want to play any cards that are too expensive. Except the boat, which can't be fleeting. It's insane. So one of my favorite things about Rising Tides was, of course, the Casino archetype. I loved stuff like the Brash Gambler. The Brash Gambler was a 4-mana 4/5 that had you discard 2 cards to be playable, and then whenever it attacked, it got 2 fleeting cards from your deck. You drew 2 cards that were fleeting. And that's so freaking awesome because it's like that whole build smarter, high risk, high reward. Maybe you draw a card you don't want to discard, but what you really care about is all those draw synergies. Like activating all your, I get discounted if you draw cards, like the 4-mana deal 3 that becomes a 2-mana deal 3. You have the Wardens or something, the 3-mana 4/3 that then becomes a 2-mana 4/3 if you drew it that round. All of those type of synergies are so extremely cool by allowing the user to draw more cards than they're supposed to, but it's balanced by the fact that they're fleeting. I think that's an insanely cool direction. And I mean, you know, I miss Twisted Fate. I miss Twisted Fate as much as everybody else does. But if we get to see cards like this because Twisted Fate is rotated, I'm pretty happy, dude. That is freaking awesome. Really, really, really cool. A very good card. There isn't really much going on in her level 1, except that it's just extremely good. A 2-mana 2/3 with a keyword. That's crazy. That's just, it's really good. Also, props to Legend of Runeterra for not making another 80 carry with quick attack. That's always a plus, right? Okay, her level 2. She still creates that slipstream in the top 6 card of your deck and deals 2 damage to all enemies and the enemy nexus. They cannot drop below 1 health from this damage. The fact that, okay, listen, Chad, hold on. Last expansion, or 2 expansions ago, we got Jack with Brash. We got a couple of Brash cards, right? That's cool. I was like, hey, here's a new keyword. But it didn't actually do anything with Brash. There wasn't like a real way, except Prize Fight, where it's like, oh, I'm going to enable all my Brash followers. I'm going to allow them to hit the Nexus because I'm doing this. But Nilah's level 2 actually is like the real Brash champion. This is actually what Brash was supposed to be, right? This is already like super comparable to what Nocturne does. Like Nocturne is fearsome, and when you play Nocturne and he's leveled, anytime you summon another unit, all followers or all enemy units get -1 attack. It's like it enables you to attack with your fearsome units. And this is the same thing. We have, okay, Nocturne gives everything fearsome as an aura, but Nilah has her boat to give everything Brash as, well, not really an aura, but by drawing cards, which means the slipstream is like even better. There are like 2 different ways you're going to be able to use your slipstream. The first one is going to be, okay, I want to level Nilah. I want to draw cards from my deck. That's really good. Drawing cards is good. And the other one is I am going to use my slipstream to draw more cards to make it more likely that I can play my 3rd card this round to give my entire board Brash and +2. Then I'm going to attack with Nilah and I'm going to deal 2 to everything so that my Brash units connect with the Nexus. It's like such a cool freaking win con already. And like you're slinging spells for value and then you have an actual win con that just can end the game if you play it right, if you set it up right. It's so freaking cool. And yeah, that's a good point. I am really glad that she can't just outright kill the Nexus. They can't drop below X health. And that's pretty freaking cool. Because if that were the case, if Nilah could just like attack when somebody's at 2 health on their Nexus and kill them instantly, it's like, it's not as cool as winning with a big board with Brash units, right? Very, very, very good. Love the flavor. Love seeing Nilah in the game with her original voice actor, Nilah. I'm going to just switch it up between Nilah and Nilah because there's no way I'm going to get this right in one day. I've been calling her Nilah since the day of release, all right? Nilah! All right. Nilah! Okay. Nilah's Formless Blade. 1 mana burst. Deal 2 damage to a unit. It can't drop below 1 health from this damage. I was like pretty unimpressed with this card at first because I don't really play Noxus Control. And it seems like Noxus Control is really the way to enable a card like this or make use of a card like this. But with Brash being Nilah's actual deck, that makes a lot more sense. Giving your stuff Brash, being able to attack because of this ability and the fact it's your champion spell is very good. It's also, if you have a Nilah on board, you can play the Tidedancer and you draw another Nilah. And then you have the Formless Blade for like another easy way to activate the Tidedancer. Plus the easier way to give something Brash and allow them to attack. Yeah, this seems good. I'm not sure if you want to main deck this. I think this is just good as a champion spell. I think this is insane as a champion spell. Yeah, this might have to be. I wonder if this is too strong. No, I think for 1 mana, actually, you're right. This card just allows Nilah to attack. It allows you to take better blocks. No, I think it's actually just good. I think it's just good. Never mind. I didn't think about the ability to just block something better, right? That's insanely good. Like, they're attacking with their 3/4. You have your Marai Warden. You block their 3/4 with your 2/1. You deal 2 with the Formless Blade, and you get a trade, right? You're drawing so much that you don't really care that you can just throw away cards like this. Yeah, it's really good. Actually, you're right. This is a really good card. It's also generatable from Father Fury, Burblefish, Coral Creatures. So this is a big plus. It's really good. All right. Master Lookout. Bro, he looks just like me, man. He looks just like me. For real, for real. 1 mana, 2/1, build fodder. Once you've drawn 3+ cards in a round this game, grant me +1/+1 and brash. Yeah, so it's like you guys. It's like Chip. Chip is a 1/1, and then once you activate or play a landmark, he becomes a 3/3. And it doesn't matter when you play that landmark, as long as you have played a landmark. For this, it doesn't matter when you draw 3 cards in a single round. It just matters that you draw 3 cards in a single round. And with Slipstream, that doesn't seem very hard. Plus, you're going to have to run a deck with a lot of draw to actually get Slipstream. I think Master Lookout is just going to be a great card. As a 1 mana 2/1 that takes a trade, fine. You draw it later in the game as a 1 mana 3/2 with brash, fine. It's just fine for a deck like this. Like, you're just super happy getting a good playable 1 mana card. I think it's just good. I think it's just fine for what this deck wants to do. I think these are the kind of tools that don't really get the spotlight they deserve, but they are very integral to actually allowing the deck to be playable. It might be a little too mid, but might feel... Yeah, that's how I feel about it too. It's the same as from the Samira deck. You have the 1 mana 1/2 Fearsome that gets +2 attack. It's like, it's fine. It doesn't like steal the show, but it's just good enough. It just works well with the deck. And I'm assuming it's going to be the same for Master Lookout. With all the drawing you're doing, you're happy just being able to throw out a 1 mana 2/1 or sometimes a 1 mana 3/2. Okay, up next. I love this card. So this is 4 mana 2/1. Dedicant of the Challenge. When I'm summoned, updraft your hand to grant me +1/+1 for each card updrafted and draw 2. So updraft is you shuffle the cards into your deck and they have -1 cost. One interesting thing to note is this is the only card from Build Fodder that has updraft, which probably means that most updraft cards are going to be with Janna. I think Janna's mechanic is likely to be something with updraft. And I think this has potential to be an extremely powerful effect because you have to see updraft as a downside. You are putting cards from your hand into your deck. That's bad, right? You're throwing away cards that you might or might not draw later. So to make up for that, there is an upside. Like, updraft your hand, that's awful. You're literally discarding your entire hand pretty much. But Monkey Boy here gets +1/+1 for every card that you did updraft, and then you draw 2. So you also have a chance to draw the card that you just updrafted, like, and give it -1 cost. I feel like with a Nilah deck, I feel like with a Nilah deck, this is potentially pretty good, but it's really awkward to use. I don't know, man. I think it's good, but I don't know if it's insane. Okay, let's think about this. You attack with your Nilah on turn 2. You draw your Slipstream, which draws 2. You activate Slipstream. You draw 2 cards that are fleeting, and then you use Dedicant of the Challenge. That's like an extra +2/+2. Another thing that this might be used for... how I think this card will be good is if you've played Vikrash, if you've played this card, Vikrash, on turn 3, and then you play Monkey on 4, and then you have a high chance to draw the Slipstream with the Monkey. Because if you put your entire hand in your deck, and then with this draw 2 you get the Slipstream, you're basically guaranteed to still have ways to refill your hand, even if it's fleeting. I think this has to be like, this card is good if you can find a Slipstream. And I think that's how it's intended to be used. Yeah, okay, that seems really good. Okay, I changed my mind. This seems good. Also, another interesting card that might see play in this deck, probably not, but it would make sense, is Slotbot. And any deck that can potentially run Slotbot is a W deck in my opinion. So... Nilah does it all. Okay. Okay, we haven't seen this one. This is a 3-mana burst. Bilgewater Elemental card. Joy Unending. Give allies +1/+0 this round and heal damage allies too. What the hell? What? There's actual healing? That's just like click a button and heal in Bilgewater now? What if I'm damaged? My Nexus is a damaged ally, or can be a damaged ally. Do I heal myself too? I don't think so, right? It's only unit. I don't think this is main deckable. I really like this card. I really like this card, but I don't think it's good. I don't think you can main deck this, honestly. It is really interesting in the mirror. Like, you're gonna blow out your other Nilah opponent. If Nilah has level 2, attacks, deals 2 to everything, and you're just like, Joy Unending, and then you're able to like block them anyway, that's pretty funny. I would love if this card is playable because it's really interesting, but I somehow doubt it. Like, the best thing you can do with Joy Unending is probably combo with the boat somehow, right? Like, let's say you have a board, it's somewhat damaged, and then you play Joy Unending, and then like 2 more cards somehow. Then suddenly it becomes really good, right? Because you heal up your board, you give it all +1 attack, the boat gives it another +2 attack. But I think that's too inconsistent. If you need this card to win, it's not going to be good enough. If you can just like jam this in to sometimes heal your units a little bit, it's fine. I don't think this is a garbage unplayable card. I just doubt that a refined deck is going to play this. Like, with how good Nilah looks at a first glance, I don't know. Probably won't find room for this. Right? Yeah. Oh, hey, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Soraka, Tom Kench. They found their card here. It's a really strange card, but I kind of like it. Okay. The Tidedancer. So this is one of the most interesting boat cards we have ever gotten. I love this. And it's a real boat because it draws a Nilah. Fantastic. I cannot believe that Riot would ever consider adding a boat to the game when it doesn't draw a freaking champion. Okay. So, draws Nilah. For 6 mana 3/5. Each round when you play your third card, give other allies +2/+0 and brash this round. Yeah, that's like, with a level 2 Nilah, this will end the game. And I quite like that because this really feels like what boats were supposed to do in Rising Tides. I think most boats still work that way, where a boat draws a champion and then synergizes with the level 2 of the champion directly to potentially end the game. Like we had Levy plus Swain, infamous combo. Everybody's played against it at least once. We had Dreadway plus Gangplank, where Gangplank's AoE just dealt double damage, cleared the board. Sejuani and the Tusk Raider, not as much. Not as much. And then Jace plus Albus Pharaohs also ends the game because Jace plays the 6 mana card. You play Jace, you have Albus Pharaohs. They both attack, you win the game. And this seems to be the same thing. Level 2 Nilah, with this effect, will end the game. So, when I would gain Fleeting, reveal me instead. This is like a fantastic part of the card, and it's really clever in my opinion too, because very often, when you're playing Bilgewater cards that draw stuff that's fleeting, you feel really bad including expensive cards, because you don't want your expensive cards to be fleeting, because you can't use it. It's like, you just throw away a card, it's basically like -1 draw on the cards that do actually give you that draw. But with a Tidedancer, which is probably going to be one of the more expensive cards in a Nilah deck, it just reveals to your opponents like, hey, what's up? I'm a boat. What are you going to do about it? And then it sits in your hand unfleeting. It's really good. I love this card. Definitely going to experiment with this. Also, I'm just going to say it right now. How likely is it that Nilah is just going to be like the next Samira, where she sees play in like a million different decks, and then all her cool, like, expensive synergy cards don't see any play? That's basically Samira's story, right? Samira sees play everywhere, but not with her, like, little entourage that made it to the Glory and Avori arena. I mean, you know, I like it. I am going to play this in my first Nilah deck, but going forward, when Nilah is inevitably a tier 1 deck, I don't know if the boat's going to be there. I still hope there is. It's an awesome way to end the game. Okay. Deluge. So we saw this yesterday. First game, all of your elemental spells and skills deal 1 extra damage. So interestingly, this isn't the skill anymore. This just isn't a skill. Her attack doesn't go on the stack. So I don't think this works with Deluge. This will always just do 2, right? This won't do 3. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, but I am not 100% sure on that. It shouldn't work? Yeah, okay. So other cards that work with it in this package are the Formless Blade. Formless Blade works with it, and that's it. That's the only other card that actually works with it from the builds for the card. So again, we're gonna have to see what Janet does to find out if Deluge is gonna be any good. But right now, this card seems not great with Nilah. Wizened Helmsman. Play manifest 2 different elemental spells. You played this game. It costs 0 this round. So this synergizes well if you have the boat. Because if you have the boat and you need to play 3 cards, then you can play the Wizened Helmsman to get 2 0-mana cards. And then you get to activate the ability really easily, right? That being said, I think this is going to be a reasonably playable card, but it's going to be too slow in Nilah decks. I'd be very surprised if Nilah wants this card. What I'm expecting right now is that a champion in this expansion, maybe in a later expansion, is going to get like more value-oriented elemental cards, like more cards like Deluge. And then with the Wizened Helmsman, you can get them back and make them 0 mana, so you play them for even more value. If you can play a grindy deck that wants to stall and get value that way, I think this is going to be a really, really good card, especially because you manifest them and they aren't fleeting. The fact they aren't fleeting is really cool. So it's just like, you do it on like a value card like Deluge, and then you also do it on a board clear, and then, yeah, nice. You're just set. You're good to go for the rest of the game. You're probably gonna win. I expect this card to see play somewhere, but not with this package. Not with Nilah. Okay. Vikrash the Exuberant. When I'm summoned, create a Slipstream in the top 6 card of your deck, and it's a 3-mana 2/2 with Elusive and Attune. This is nuts. This card is going to be like one of the carries of Nilah decks. Guaranteed. 100% going to be one of the carries. 2 mana. I mean, 2.5 mana. Like, I feel like Attune is worth half a mana. So, the fact you can play this, summon a Slipstream, which is awesome in Nilah decks, is just going to be so good. Like, what you want to do is you want to play Nilah on turn 2 when you have the attack token. You attack with Nilah, summon shuffle a Slipstream into your deck. Then on turn 3, you play Vikrash. You create another Slipstream in your deck, and then you play this guy. And then you have 2 Slipstreams in the top of your deck. You shuffle everything else back into your deck. This guy becomes pretty big, and you have a pretty reasonable chance that you will actually draw the Slipstreams to just get more value and level up your Nilah. Seems real good. I think this pattern seems awesome. Really cool. So Formless Blade, we talked about this one. I think this card is much better than it seems to me at first. I'm pretty sure people are already going to think that this card is nuts because they play Noxus Control. I don't. So I kind of have to like find out how good this is myself. And then you have Slipstream, which is just an awesome card. But your deck got shuffle. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that it shuffles your deck. No, it doesn't shuffle. It just shuffles your hand. When someone updraft your hand to grant +1/+1 for each card updraft and draw 2. Yeah, it's not predict. It's just it doesn't shuffle. Updraft shuffles your deck. Does it say that? Wait, is it on the LOR report? Yeah, you shuffle your hand into your deck, but you don't actually shuffle your deck. Shuffle a card into your deck. You don't actually shuffle your deck though. Chat is being silly. Okay. Yes, it is. What do you mean, Marshall? Oh, as in it's on here? Yeah, I found it. If you shuffle your deck, it makes no... Yeah, exactly. I mean, it doesn't say it shuffles, so it shouldn't shuffle. I have no reason to believe it shuffles. And then we have Wildfire. Yeah. I think this card isn't great. It's going to be really fun. And if there are more synergy cards for this, it's going to be insane. But right now, it's going to be really hard to make this work. Because it is a 1-mana do nothing. You're not pinging something for 1. You're not getting board control. You are just dealing damage. So it's going to take a very specific deck to make this playable. I will find out what that deck is because I love printing cards and I'm going to be printing. But right now, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it could actually be like Nilah plus Wildfire could be a way to do it. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, because Nilah draws a lot, right? So Wildfire could make sense. And then we have this card. I don't know what a Gilsong Swallow is, but this card is potentially strong. For every elemental spell you play this game, that seems like it's pretty easy to do. A lot of cards in this package already have elemental. So +1/+1, if you're paying 5 mana to summon like a 5/5 and draw 1, that's just good. That is just great. That's really, really powerful. And then we have this one. This card also seems nuts. This is blowback, but for a different type of deck, and you don't have to discard. You need to do it in 1 round, but you play 1 Slipstream, and this is active. It's just good. It's just really good. Insanely cool card. I love this package. This is shaping up to be a banger expansion. I'm a huge fan of what we've seen today. Actually, amazing stuff. Like, I know I said that I just want to see like units, like I want to see big dudes slam into other big dudes, right? That's what I want. I love that. I love big stats slamming into more big stats until one comes out ahead. But having units that do cool stuff is really cool too. Obviously, doing cool stuff is cool. Yeah, you heard it here first. But like having a 2-mana 2/3, that's good stat, and then they get more cards. You sling spells to activate your units. It's awesome, man. I love this. Like the whole spell slinging kind of archetype has been really disappointing to me. But with Nilah and the way these cards want to be used, where you like draw a lot of cards and you throw them out, I love it. I think I'm gonna have a blast with this archetype.